One of the greatest Greek dishes of all time would have to be moussaka, but it can be slightly time-consuming because you've got to fry each individual piece of vegetable and layer it up. I'm going to cut out the time. So this is going to take around 40 minutes all up to cook because I'm going to be using the Cook For Me touch. This is incredible because it pressure cooks. So we're going to cook all the beautiful vegetables and meat, so the stew base, really quickly. And I'm also going to show you a trick to the topping. So into the Cook For Me, I've just been preheating it. I've got some oil in there. I'll add 1 onion that's been diced. I've also got 3 bay leaves in there, and you can hear them popping. We're just going to cook them together. Also, Greek cooking is not Greek cooking without garlic. So a few cloves of garlic. Again, I've just done all the mise en place, meaning I've chopped everything ready to go so we can get frying. So this is the first stage. We want to get a little colour or soften up those vegetables. While they're cooking, we can get onto the eggplant. Usually you need to slice the eggplant and fry them in some oil. But I'm not going to do this for this recipe. I just want it all together, and it works really nicely. Because this is going to be pressure cooked, then all the flavours are going to stay into this moussaka ragu. So beautiful fresh eggplants, and I'm going to just cut them into big chunky slices first and then dice them. Yes, I am adding some meat to this, but if you wanted to make this a vegetarian moussaka, by all means, leave out the meat and then just up the eggplant and the zucchini. So we want them into about 2 centimetre squares. If you like, you can peel it, but like I said, I want this to be a really fast midweek moussaka. So we're cutting that up. Fantastic. Okay, these onions, they've softened nicely. So we can add the meat. So I'm using some lamb mince. You can use any mince you like for this. And we're going to break that up and allow that to cook. So you want to give yourself a bit of time here. And we want some nice caramelisation on this meat. So wait for it to change colour. In the meantime, I've got to get chopping. So a little bit more eggplant and 2 Desiree potatoes. I want these to be cut in the same size as our eggplant. Okay, veggies are chopped. Have a look at this meat. See how it's beautifully caramelised. That's what we're after. So in with our vegetables. And we don't need to caramelise our vegetables. So we'll start with eggplant and potato. Now this looks like way too many veggies, but this is going to feed at least 6 to 8 people easily. This is why I like the Cook For Me touch, because it is a large bowl capacity, so you can make plenty of stew, any type of stew, and you can freeze the rest if you're not going to eat it all at once. So there's lots of eggplant in there, so we need lots of salt. So 2 really generous pinches of salt. We'll just give that a stir, coat that in the meat, and some zucchini. So add that. And I'll deglaze this with a little white wine. Ooh, smells so good. Again, just coating everything in our mixture. Finally, we need some tomatoes. So some canned tomatoes that have been crushed. We'll pop that in. You can clean that out with a little water. And you may be thinking, well, there's not that much liquid in there, but there's loads in the vegetables, and this is going to cook down quite significantly. So you don't need to add too much water when you're pressure cooking. Okay, done. The lid goes on. We're gonna lock that, and I'll just swipe over to the pressure cooking function. We'll press that, and we're going to pressure cook on high, and this takes no time at all to cook. So I'm going to cook this for 15 minutes. Press OK, start, and it's as easy as that. You can walk away, you can go and have a cup of tea and come back, and this is going to be perfectly cooked. It's going to resemble a beautiful stew that's been cooking for hours. 15 minutes though, you can't beat that. Okay, the stew for the moussaka is nearly ready, so let's get on to the topping. No bechamel for this because I just want to pop it all together. So I'm cheating slightly by using about 500 grams of ricotta. Into this, I'll add some thickened cream, so a good splash. to make sure that this binds nicely, 2 egg yolks, and some classic spices for a moussaka would include a pinch of nutmeg and also some cinnamon. And there you go. That is ready to go, so we can finish this off very quickly. Before I add the other cheeses, what I like to do is grab a whisk and just break up the ricotta and the cream and whisk that together until it's smooth. See how it's quite lumpy at the moment? We want that to be super smooth, so get your whisk in there and break that up. So that's looking good. Now I'll add some feta, lots of feta for this, and just crumble that through. It's going to give us a lovely salty element to it. So 1 whole block of feta. There's loads of cheese in this one because, like I said, this is a big portion that's going to feed quite a lot of people. And I need more cheese, so I've got some Keflo Graviera. I'm probably not pronouncing it right, but it's a very delicious Greek cheese, and you can get it from most delis now. So 2 big handfuls. I'll also reserve some for the top. So I'll just take the whisk out and we'll use a spatula just to fold everything together. And I'm not even going to add any salt because we've got enough cheese in there to season this delicious topping. See how much easier that is to do than a bechamel? So this is cooked. Let's have a look. Oh, it smells so good. And you can see that we didn't add much liquid to that at all, just the wine really, and the tomatoes, and we've got a beautiful consistency. Now, traditionally, you would now put this into a baking dish, put the topping on, and then pop it in the oven. But I want to cut that step out and do it all in the Cook For Me touch. So this is my little trick. We're going to add our beautiful ricotta mixture to the top, and we're just going to dollop it around. So we're going to essentially have 2 layers, and they're going to mingle together. You're going to have this beautiful ricotta crust on top, and then that lovely stew down the bottom. So just place that evenly over. You can see why we need it a lot, because we do want to completely coat all of the stew. Last spoonful on top. And then we're just going to just carefully spread that out. Looks good. That extra cheese, a little extra over the top. And you may be asking how this is going to go bubbly and golden brown. Well, I have the extra crisp lid attachment, so that just sits on top. Essentially, it's like an air fryer, also a grill. So we just simply go through the menu, press number 2 for grill, we press start, and then away it goes. And you're going to get a beautiful, really hot top heat, just like a grill. So it's going to be caramelised in moments. Wait until you see this, looks pretty cool. All right, let's have a look. Ooh, that's what you're after, that golden crispy top. This is why I love a multi-cooker like this, because it's a gift that keeps on giving. So to serve this, a generous spoonful. See how crispy that is? It's creamy too. Oh, yum. Into our bowl. And a little more of the meat and eggplant stew. We'll pop that to the side. And because this is rich, you need a simple salad, so some mesclun leaves on the side, just like so. You can dress it with some lemon and some oregano, keeping with that Greek theme. And there you have it. That's my moussaka, not done in the traditional way, but I promise you it's just as delicious.